Here's something you've probably shipped without noticing. You build a product grid, 4 cards across, fluid width, the normal way. Then you open DevTools and check one card's computed width, 213.33 pixels, not 213.33. That third of a pixel is doing real damage. It softens every card edge. It makes one gap wider than the rest, and it pushes the whole grid off your spacing rhythm. Now here's the part that matters. You can't fix that in Sass. Not because Sass is bad at math, it's genuinely good at math. It's because Sass never saw that number. Sass finished months ago and shipped. That value got decided later in a real browser. So today we're going to fix it in plain CSS. 3 functions, and together they replace the Sass math module you've been importing for years. Here's what we're covering. What that math module actually does, and the 2 things it never could. The round function, which snaps any value onto a step you choose. The mod function, for repeating patterns down a list. The rem function, and the one sign trap that catches everybody. And an honest look at what Sass still wins. First, what are we replacing? A preprocessor runs over your style sheet before the browser ever sees it. It does some work, then hands the browser plain, CSS. Sass is the popular one. And Sass ships a math module. You pull it in by writing use sass:math. Inside are the helpers you've probably copied without thinking. Math.round, math.ceil to go up, math.floor to go down, and math.div for division. They work. They've worked for a decade. But there are 2 things that module has never done, and both are why this video exists. The first one is small and annoying. Math.round only rounds to a whole number. That's it. Say you want the nearest 4 pixels because you're keeping a 4-pixel baseline grid. Sass has no built-in for that. You write your own helper. Multiply, round, divide back. Every old Sass codebase has one of those sitting in a utilities file, written by someone who left. The second gap is the real wall. Sass runs once at build time. It computes, compiles, and ships static text, so Sass can only do math on numbers it can see while it's running. 213.33 is not one of those numbers. So let's fix the grid. The first function is round. Here's the plain English version. It snaps a number onto a step you choose. That's the whole idea. Technically, round takes a value and a rounding interval and returns the nearest multiple of that interval. Think of it like a ruler with marks every 4 pixels. Wherever your value lands, it slides to the nearest mark. The syntax is round open paron, the value, comma, the interval. So for our grid, I write width, round, 100% divided by 4, comma, 1 pixel. And now that column is 213 pixels. Whole. Sharp edges, even gaps. Now watch what one change does. I swap that 1 pixel for 4 pixels. The same column snaps to 212, the nearest multiple of 4. My grid is locked to the baseline rhythm. No helper function, no utilities file, no build step. Just a step size, I typed. Round also has a second gear, and it's a word you put in front. By default, round goes to whichever step is nearest, and a value exactly halfway rounds up. But you can name the direction yourself, and there are 4 options. Up always goes to the step above. So round up 101 pixels, comma, 25 pixels gives you 125. Down always goes to the step below. Round down 122 pixels, comma, 25 pixels gives you 100. Nearest is the default we've been using. And to 0 always pulls towards 0. Round to 0, 120 pixels, comma, 25 pixels gives you 100. If those feel familiar, they should. Up is ceiling, down is floor, nearest is round, and to 0 is truncate. The same 4 behaviors you already know from JavaScript, now available directly in a CSS value. And here's the payoff. Every one of those runs in the browser at render time on the real number. So round down 100%, comma, 1 pixel says something Sass simply cannot say. Take however wide this container actually turns out to be, and never give me a fractional pixel. Sass isn't missing a feature here. The number just doesn't exist yet when Sass runs. That's the difference between doing math about your layout and doing math on your layout. Second function, mod. Let's start with the word itself, because remainder is one of those things everyone learned once and half forgot. Divide 21 by 4. 4 goes in 5 times and 1 is left over. That leftover is the remainder. Mod hands you that leftover. So mod 21, 4 is 1. Now why would you want a leftover in a style sheet? Because a remainder is how you make something repeat. Watch, take a card's position in the list and take mod of it with 3. The answer cycles 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0 forever, no matter how long the list gets. That's a repeating pattern from one line of arithmetic. And CSS can now tell a card its own position. That's sibling-index, which we covered in the last video. It returns where an element sits among its siblings. So on our product grid, I write mod sibling-index, 3. And every third card gets the accent color. Add a card, remove one, reorder the whole list. The pattern keeps working because nothing is hard-coded. Compare that to what this used to take. An nth child chain or a Sass loop generating a rule for every position. Output baked in at build time and wrong the moment the list changes length. Third function rem. And I have to stop you on the name first. This is not the rem unit. The rem you already know, rootm, is a length. This rem is a function, short for remainder. The two have nothing to do with each other beyond spelling. You'll write rem, open paren, 30 pixels, comma, 8 pixels. Those pixels are just the numbers you're doing arithmetic on. So what's it for? Say my container is 100% wide, and each card is a fixed 200 pixels. Then rem, 100%, 200 pixels, gives me the space left over. That's what remains after fitting as many whole cards as will fit. A real number I can hand to a gap, instead of guessing. But now let's get to the actual reason both functions exist. Right now, mod and rem look like one thing with two names. On positive numbers, they are. Feed both of them 21 and 4, and both say 1. The difference only shows up when a negative number appears, and then it's dramatic. Here's the rule. Mod takes the sign of the divisor, which is the number you're dividing by. Rem takes the sign of the dividend, the number you started with. In plain English, mod follows the thing on the right, and rem follows the thing on the left. Now watch why you'd care. Say an element is rotated negative 70 degrees, and you want that on a 20-degree cycle. Mod, negative 70 degrees, 20 degrees, gives you positive 10 degrees. A usable angle pointing where you'd expect. Rem, with those same two numbers, gives you negative 10. Neither one is wrong. They're answering slightly different questions. But say you're citing something that can go negative. A rotation, a scroll offset, a position that passes 0. Mod keeps the answer inside the range you asked for. Rem hands you a negative instead, and your pattern breaks exactly once, at 0. That is a genuinely miserable thing to debug. So that one rule is most of the value of this video. Now the honest part, because a roundup that only sells is useless. These three don't delete Sass. What they replace is the arithmetic half of the math module. Rounding, remainders, snapping to a step. And they replace it better, because they run on real numbers instead of guesses. What Sass still wins is everything that has to happen before the browser exists. Loops that generate hundreds of rules. Color manipulation across a palette. Constants shared between your CSS and your build tooling. Mix-ins that stamp out whole blocks of declarations, which we covered last time and which still have no native equivalent. Sass is a code generator, and this is a value calculator. Those are genuinely different jobs. But here's the good news, and it's a real change from the last video in this series. That one ended on a caveat. Chromium only, ship it behind a fallback. This one doesn't. Round, mod, and rem hit baseline in 2024. All three engines, Chrome, Safari, and Firefox. You can use these today in production with no fallback and no supports check. They've been sitting in your browser for a while now, waiting. So let's go back to that grid. 213.33 pixels, soft edges, one gap wider than the rest. One round call snaps that column to whole pixels or to your 4-pixel baseline. Gone. Fixed on the real number, not on a number Sass guessed at months earlier. One mod call with sibling index, and every third card carries the accent, however the list changes. One rem call, and the leftover space is a number instead of a guess. And the thing to actually carry out of here isn't the syntax, it's the shift underneath it. Math about your layout became math on your layout. If watching CSS absorb the tools we use to install is as satisfying to you as it is to me, subscribe. We go deep on exactly one concept every week. See you in the next class.